start recording, we're going to be done.
There we are.
We're almost done now. You waited too long. Okay, 251 is half a thou clearance. That's not going to help us any. Crappy mic. We'll use that one. Right, we stuck a chrome cover on there and it worked fine. So we know this cover's got issues that we can't figure out. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the dowel hole up here and see if we can let the motor kind of float to what it wants to float to. See if we can make that work. Okay, I think that's about a 2 thou over reamer. That one's a little bit under. That one's a little under. So it's definitely over. Okay, that's about 2 1/4 over. So if that don't slop it up, nothing will. It doesn't fit in that hole. Oh, it does. Look at that.
So it fits in the bottom hole.
So that hole's pretty loose. See, this one doesn't
Ooh. Fit. And there is our challenge.
So this hole is really loose. So we're going to make the top one really loose too. So, if we slop this hole up a couple thou like we're probably doing, or at least a thou, that's going to allow the hole pattern to move by a thou. It can go up by half a thou. If it's 2 thou, they can move a full thou. And if I don't do this evenly, because I'm doing it by hand at an odd angle, we might get a bit looser in 2.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing under the circumstances.
Hard to tell. Don't know. It's definitely looser than it was.
Did you go to the bottom of the hole?
Well, it's got cut metal all the way to the bottom of the hole, so I would say I did. It's not chrome in there no more. The chrome fell out. Now, this one still got chrome in on this one, but the reamer went all the way down the bottom of this hole. Yeah. It goes all the way in, no problem. Okay, so I gave us a little bit of a jiggle room. I don't think it's going to be enough to do it. Either this cover was made wrong or it is warped from powder coating. Because the bushing air is identical on both of these two bushings. How it's reaming with that eyebrow in the same identical spot, the same identical amount. See how this is not sliding on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's still binding. See, it's not tight anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we are binding by whatever it takes to push this on. That's how much we're binding by. It's in this cover. I can push it on, but it bends the crank up. When it's loose, it allows it to move around a little bit. See, the crank still won't go up. Without the cover, remember, it came up on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to bind it to push it on. See, it won't come off either.
Do you want to ream the top of that some more?
I don't think that's the answer. I can loosen this up more, I can do all kinds of things more, but the problem is it still doesn't line up. Now how loose you got to make that before it lines up or it doesn't bind as bad? I don't know. Might have thrown that 5,000. Can't run it that loose. Opening the dowel pins up is letting the cover float is not really the answer, but it might let you make it work. But I don't know how much the air is. That's the problem. You don't know what the air is or how much the air is.
Okay, if the only 3 points is the crank and the 2 dowel pins, can we align them based off of, can we measure the one that works and see what the difference is?
Oop. Got no way of measuring it. This doesn't stink like the daikon. It stinks, but a different flavor. Not as much. Let's get a full layer on there. This might tell us which way it's trying to go. Bottom corner. It's in the bottom corner, same identical spot.
So they need to go that way.
They're going this way. Same identical direction. No red anywhere else on it.
That was very clever.
Yeah, I might have done this more than once before. Now, we need to go which way? More traction on this side. So it's hitting right here and right here.
Is it better to take it off the pin or try to move the
Pin.
Cool.
This is not recommended. But do what you gotta do. Okay, this is our side. It shouldn't hurt the gasket surface too much. Try to hold that on center. There are leave marks, so let's see. It's still got some edge to it.
Just don't want to put it on the edge.
Alright, this one. scratching our gasket surface a little bit. I don't think that's enough to really do much, but might give us a little extra. So we don't know how much we're off, we just know we're off. It's obviously a lot more than that. So I didn't do the trick. So we're off. I'm guessing it's off quite a bit. We're probably off, 4 or 5 thousandths.
Let's drill it.
You don't want to do you don't want to make the hole real big, you just want to move it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference in what you're trying to do. The blue plate got a hole through it. That will fit in my tool. They made that for They made that for me. So.
Yeah, they did.
The problem is I can't juggle it. Damn it. So I want to move it over. But let's see. This is not the recommended way of doing this. The correct way of doing this is to go get another cover. Then you're all screwed up. But you don't want to do that.
I take all responsibility.
You do?
I do. You're simply attempting to make it work.
All 5 cents worth of it. It just goes so much longer. That was on it. Okay. Now, instead of butchering it like you want to do, we're actually going to try to make it halfway decent by just moving it over
Just slotting it out.
5 thousandths. Just something.
You mean 10, right?
No, I mean 5.
Damn it.
Could make it 100 if you want. You know, 100? It'll fit then. I could put a 1/2 inch hole in here, it'll fit perfect. This is a 250 reamer, or I mean end mill. Bad as you. This is a reamer over here.
There we go.
I got all this crap on my floor. Leave your shit on the floor again?
Yeah, it's clearly my fault.
So we get paid by the week around here, not the hour. Okay, I'm gonna drill. I knew I was doing that for a reason. We got this vise in the way again. What's up with that? You're not supposed to use a drill chuck. You never do that. Unless you want to. Okay. So we're going to see what this is, or we're going to clean it up and not getting banned from YouTube. That's not helping me any. Yeah, it's going to take me all day to do it this way. I'm just going to... do it the correct way. Screwing around. Taking all damn day to do the job. Let's do it the correct way the first time. Pretty damn close. Holes out around. I'm literally off by 1 thou.
Yeah.
Only in one direction though. There's a 1 thou change there. Yeah, there's 1,000 worth. Yeah, I missed it by 1 thou. See, see over there. That's how much I moved it. That's not too bad for guessing, is it?
No, not too bad. That's
right.
crazy.
Zero it.
Zero it out.
Brake doesn't work unless you're in gear, dumbass. Okay. Okay, we squared the hole up. Okay, you want to go how far?
5 thou.
5. All in one shot?
Yep.
You want to come back and do this again?
Unless you want to do a 7.
It was a big cut, wasn't it there? So you got to use the machine to do it. See?
Yeah.
Big cut.
That was 5 thou?
That was 5 thou. We're going to move it 1 thou. That way. And 1 thou this way. Okay. So we went 5 this way, we 1 that way, 1 that way. So the hole ovaled out slightly. Okay, that allows us to let the whole thing kind of float quite a bit. Okay, now we can go do this one. So you want to know exactly how far we're moving it?
Yeah.
That way you know exactly how to do it next time.
There's no two the same.
You didn't listen to me, did you?
I actually did.
Thing is, we're not even anything symmetrical. It can be anywhere in a circle. We'll have a dimension of how much it is from here to here, but not in a straight line. It'll be an XY dimension. So, yeah, it's not going to help you much on that. So that's the thing. I got to make tooling where the dowel pins are lined up, and then you have an XY direction for each one of the two holes here, and you can bore them on center.
Right.
Then you got to make a plate that holds this exactly perpendicular. This is not exact because we're laying on powder coat over here.
Right.
So I got to make an upside down plate with a bridge on it.
Right.
This would bolt to the plate underneath.
Or you'd have to go.
And then you have to bore through it.
Or you'd have to go with solid plugs of brass, and go off the two little doweling pinholes.
Either way, you're making a hole on center.
Yeah.
So
Wowzers.
that's why I said you have to make dedicated tooling to do this correctly.
Oh yeah.
And then every one might be different because every case is variable. So then you got to make it where you can adjust it, which would screw up your tool because your tool is not adjustable unless you made it somehow adjustable. Okay, there's our zero that way. Still just below zero over there. Yep, a little bit too far. Nope, that's actually about right. That's the number that's wrong, is that one. Right there. Okay, it's about 2. Okay, so there's your dimension right there. It's 4.570 on the X and 4.795 on the Y. Does that help you?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to really help you a lot.
That's solid. I'm gonna jot that down in my
Got your notebook?
in my notebook.
So we'll come
Save
back
it
and
for further use.
We'll come back and repeat that later.
Yeah, exactly.
When 5 thou is not enough. There it is. Yeah. So something has to be straight to use dimensions.
Right.
You have to have a datum to work from. Okay, so this. Keep it right down there. We are cutting right now. I think we're dragging on something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what we just cut, but we cut something. I think we cut the bottom. What do you think? That'll look fresh on your side?
Yeah. And it looks tarnished and dark on that side.
I just put it in a hole. I haven't done anything different yet. So I think we've
must
already
be
gone
the bottom.
I think we've already gone this way, so we're gonna go that way next time. Okay, we're gonna go 5 thou this way. That was 10. That's close
Close enough.
for you.
Yeah. Good.
There's 5 right there. And I'm going to give it, I think we already went this way a thou at least. I'm going to go 2 thou this other way. Oop, that's 3. 1, 9, 2. Okay.
Here we are.
Try that by hand.
When in doubt, doubt it out.
Okay, now this jig is done because we're not going to be able to repeat this at all. This will be a complete redo next time we got to do it again.
No, we got the measurements.
Exactly right, huh? Perfect is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. She's a beaut.
Perfectly screwed up is what it is. did, it wasn't enough.
No way.
Yep. So not going on. So whatever the problem is, it's still there. Those definitely got looser though, too. See them?
Oh yeah.
Alright. Weight of him off.
Do you want to do that marker? Yeah, there we go.
You went the wrong direction.
Possibly.
Wouldn't be the first time I've done that.
Right? It could happen.
Well, it happens frequently. Especially if I think about it. It usually always happens when you think about it a lot. My pen's dying. Covered. Got junk all the way around. This side's a little light.
You know that 1/2-inch drill?
You thinking that's a good one to use right
I'm
now?
thinking. It might be the final option, but yeah.
Bad. Getting better. It's actually usable right there.
Mm-hmm.
Went the other way a little bit.
What about that? Same thing.
We're all directly that way now.
Yeah. We are directly. That makes sense if it was binding. You know, just because the initial mount got it moving in one way.
Mm-hmm.
Fine tunage.
Yeah.
We'll just go 15 thou now.
Hole's getting bigger and bigger as we go. 15 times.
15 thou, man. Let's off center, of course.
It's all center over there.
Oh yeah.
This is going to change our cam fitment. You realize that, don't you?
Well, the way I see it is the aftermarket covers that look like they just slide around, kind of. I think they're is free floating.
Free floating.
Is that a correct free floating cam cover on the aftermarket?
It's your way of doing it, yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's
We're now 90 degrees different from what it was. Alright. Did I just do all this? This direction. This is definitely not the way to do it.
this is the non-approved method.
Oh, definitely not approved. It'll work, but it ain't the way to do it. Alright, That's not good for your indicator. See what it does to it? Why did that thing fall off? Definitely hard on it doing that. Alright, for you it's close enough.
Yes, finding the center of an oblong hole.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's that's a challenge right there.
That's alright. It is 5 thou out around though.
There we go.
Definitely show it on the indicator. You see the 5?
I did.
It was 5 thou out. So at least I milled it correctly last time.
That is correct.
If you want a 5 thou error.
If you're gonna do something wrong, do it right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It kind of sort of does.
Okay, there's our 0 point. Okay, so we go out. Oh, I didn't zero my thing out yet. Let's see, looks like it rubbed off the mark we were trying to get rid of. And give it another 5 out because that's what you like so much.
Oh, I'm falling to 7, but if you're scared, I get it.
Yeah, great. I'm not seeing much chip coming out of this one though. Chip that time. Okay. Can't believe we're off center that far, because whatever we move in this, it's half what the error is over here.
So you're trying to move it 5 thou, you should move it 10.
Yeah, that's a 15 thou out around hole by moving that 7. That's what that makes that. It's double. That's way the hell off. Not even close. Hard to believe it's that far off. Alright, what's going on here? What the hell? Oh, come on. It's gonna be off so far. This thing moved on me a bunch. When I dropped it, it didn't go in center again. Way off.
That one's more oblong.
My indicator's not on center for where I need to be, so I'm trying to get it to read correctly here. You have to get on center before you can read it. Which is weird. You want the tip to go that way. You don't rotate it this way. You have to rotate the opposite. The angle of all these things are. When it dropped, it knocked it way out of whack. Okay, so now I think I'm back on it. Kind of. That's a big change. Okay, 2 over, 2 over, 1 over, off center. This is our 5 thou cut we did before, remember?
Yeah.
Let's see here. 0, 2. Oh boy. Making more change than it should be. Close enough. Okay, this one's 6.14 inches and 2.48 inches, so remember that. So,
Oh, just memorize that?
see, if you go in there and put those two numbers together, you might the formula to figure out what the center line is lengthwise. Good luck with that. I just zeroed this and I lost it. Okay. This time we're not cutting anything. All right, go with 5. Cut now. Okay. Screwed up again.
The moment of truth.
Is it going to work?
I have a feeling that it's going to work swimmingly.
So I think we had to make that hole like 20 thou over before you get no binding. See where we're going.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make
That's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it'd be that far off, but something's wrong. The dowels are getting looser though, rest assured. There you go, look, it almost went on all the way. I think it did go on all the way.
Well, the pins that were filed will have more grip to them now, right?
No.
So they won't.
So there's no free play in it on the dowels.
Right.
So wherever the dowels are hitting, they're hitting on the edge of the hole. There's no extra because I can't wobble it back and forth.
Right.
So if the holes are like that,
right,
you can move it. You can't, it goes right where it wants to go and no extra.
No extra.
It's just rubbing just at the very bottom. So even though it's not exactly how you're supposed to do it, it does actually work.
It is a way to cheat it.
It's definitely cheating. Now whether it's going to stay this dimension or not, that's a whole other ballgame there. We don't know. But I think this cam cover really moved around a lot when they powder coated it. That's one thing I figure. It's just not even close. Got drag on it. Still got some drag.
It's hella better though.
Oh, it's a lot better, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Over here it's a little bit more, but yeah.
Right. Oh.
Close. Freed it up a little bit.
Right.
Still doesn't want it, but
It's close.
it's runnable now.
It's runnable. Easy, gentle break-in.
Easy peasy, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, the problem is now is that everything else is wrong. Because now the cam gear will be different because it was being forced. So that means it's going to change that pinion gear diameter on us. So we might have some issues now. Alright, so I'm going to have to go clean all this stuff up. I got to clean all the crap off of here. I got to clean all that oil off so I can recheck everything. Because we have to start from scratch. We'll be back.